Welcome everybody to Games Cast by PanderNyrl. If you wish to see more commented games, please follow my YouTube and Twitch pages below.
Alrighty, on the blue team we see a Janna and Ezreal down bottom, Jax up top, Morgana in the middle with a Nunu in the jungle. Janna has picked up the Clairvoyance. For the red team, we see a Taric Graves down bottom, Shaco in the jungle, Gangplank up top, and a Malphite in the middle. And yeah, I will like to see how Clairvoyance comes out. It looks like Shaco is starting with his red buff as Nunu goes for the blue buff. The new traps by Shaco are really impressive. And it looks like there are no interesting starts this game as everyone is either started with the Flask. And, well, no, Malphite started with the Flask, which is a little interesting for a mid laner instead of going boots. But I really don't think it matters at this point, as if Nunu gets on even with boots, he is absolutely dead. Or will have to burn a summoner. Jax has started with the Flask and the Biscuits, going interestingly into the support tree. I'm not sure how well it is, but we'll find out as the game progresses. Down bottom we do see Janna going for the kind of standard build of potions, wards, and fairy charm. Like Taric is going to run on Ezreal, but the shield does prevent a lot of that damage, though Graves absolutely chunks him down as the armor debuff is so incredibly strong. Here comes Shaco. Will Shaco get there in time? Yes, Shaco will get just enough time on Ezreal, but the barrier does prevent the kill until Taric tower dives, and first blood is granted by that ignite from Shaco. Well done by Shaco to realize exactly how much time Deceive had on it, and he came out literally right as Ezreal entered the lane again. Looks like Taric has picked up a pink ward rather early. And Shaco from all that does complete his magic Blood Razor, and he should be able to clear this jungle extremely quickly and gank like a boss. Up top, Jax is jumping in on Gangplank and does a fair chunk of damage to him right off the bat. Okay, let me see if it doesn't say how many charges they have. Okay, it says how many charges they have on the character. Okay, cool. I can get behind that. That I can get behind. And I assume your enemy can see that as well, so it should be pretty interesting. Looks like Shaco's coming up top for a gank. Nice exhaust by Gangplank, and here comes Shaco. Shaco will be able to get in range if he decides to throw his daggers. No, he's not going to throw them at the moment. He does get a Deceive, but that is a nice use of barrier to prevent significant harass from the Jax. And this red team is going to have to win pretty early. Looks like Shaco has been caught out slightly, but he can just deceive away, and that's the fun part about playing Shaco. And I expect Shaco to see some competitive action, as he is one of the stronger jungles in this new kind of metagame, as his boxes do tank up rather nicely, and his ganks are incredibly superb. Looks like Ezreal is taking another big chunk of damage and almost gets killed. Top Gangplank will go down to Jax and Nunu, with the red buff finishing off Gangplank. Looks like Morgana is going to be the next target of a gank, with Shaco coming in. And yes, he does land the slow before she gets it off. Malphite having to jump in, but will not do enough. Will the ignite finish him off? Yes, Morgana gets the ignite, and that finishes him just barely, but a well done job. And a little bit greed from Malphite trying to go in there instead of just letting her back up. The score is 2-1 with a basically dead even game, though Graves and Taric are going to dominate this bottom lane, as I'm not sure Ezreal and Janna have enough armor to really deal with him. Yeah, Ezreal has near zero armor. Janna has a good bit from runes, masteries, and such, but that is not enough to withstand the power of Taric, as Taric is maxing a Shatter first. Yeah, I like maxing Shatter first on Taric, because you get the armor to reduce harass, and you can lower their armor enough to put them easily within kill range. There's the new Clairvoyance with that nice blue icon, and it does reveal everyone for several seconds afterwards, which is one really good advantage of it. Looks like Nunu is coming down bottom here, and they will go onto this Taric. Graves will try and harass out the Ezreal, But Nunu is here, and Nunu's slow means that they can just kite for a good while. Graves does come back, and the shield from Janna is not enough, but Graves will go down as well to this Nunu. Nunu should have another Ice Blast here in a moment. And the Ice Blast does land on Taric, as Taric will fall down to whoever decides to get that kill. Looks like Morgana does get the last hit in there. Looks like Ezreal is going for double Doran's Blades. Malphite has picked up the Chalice. Graves is going for the new Whirlwind item. Shaco decides to pick up a Janna who stayed just a little too long down bottom. Spirit Stone picked up on this Nunu. Morgana has gone for double Doran's Rings. Up top, Jax is absolutely crushing on this Gangplank. And he's using that Crystalline Vial pretty well. As every time he goes back to base, he gets effectively a potion or 2 potions of both health and mana variety. Looks like Malphite is going to throw a bit of harass onto this Morgana, but not a whole lot. Graves will have a nice big minion wave to farm. And will put his team just about even, as the score is 4-3. And the big difference here is Gangplank is parlaying for free gold, and Graves is way ahead of Ezreal in terms of farm. Right now we can see Gangplank has gained 56 gold from that parlay passive, which is still pretty good. And I like the flash choice on Gangplank, as he does need the mana to continue to farm, but he doesn't need a whole lot of mana. And that would supplement easily 3 to 4 wards, if not more. Right now, Jax is jumping back on him and does put another bit of pressure down. And well played by the Taric Janna to just kill the ward instead of trying to harass Taric. You can get a ward out there for free, take it. Looks like we do see Ezreal having to back up pretty far and just hit minions, as I really don't see any way he can jump in on the Taric combo, or Taric Graves combo, which is a personal favorite, as that lane just has so much synergy. Up top, Jax is going to try and jump in here on Gangplank, and he will get this kill just barely with that last hit, using that berry to prevent so much damage. Looks like Nunu is coming here for a gank on Graves. Will he get in there? Yes, he will get the slow on Graves. And the big ultimate means Graves is going to go down. Shaco finishes off Jax up top, and there will be another kill as Ezreal finishes off the Taric down bottom. Overall, the blue team is ahead slightly after that, and they should be able to take this dragon. Shaco doing a great job of ganking, but his lanes are doing a very poor job of farming, as every single one is, or well, especially mid lane is down. Yeah, they're just, blue team is getting kills. That's what, even though they're not farming particularly well on their AD carry, Ezreal has gotten several kills and assists, and Nunu has been all over the map, being in almost every single kill this game. And looks like Morgana is going to throw some more damage on this Malphite. I'm not sure I like this Malphite build of getting the Chalice before anything else. I'd rather see at least a pair of boots or something else just to kind of help him survive in lane a little bit. The Chalice does give magic resistance, which is useful against Morgana, but it's still not a whole lot. And it's not really sustained because Morgana just does a lot of little chunks of damage. You can basically do them many times she wants. Looks like Nunu has picked up a Giant's Belt. And Ezreal has gone for a Doran's Shield in addition to 2 Doran's Blades. He's playing for lane to try and survive at this point in time. Graves is going for that new Hurricane. Right now we do see Gangplank going for the Ninja Tabi, Doran's Blade, and likely going to pick up, I'm going to guess he's going to go for the Cleave. But I could be wrong at this point, as the Tiamat would be a nice choice and allow him to actually counter push against Jax, or he could just go for the additional lifesteal. Down bottom, the red team has grabbed their first turret of the game, and there might be a fight here, as Nunu is closing in. And yeah, Graves needs to just run and sacrifice Taric. And that looks to be what's happening. Taric's trying to run, but he will not get away. Graves wisely just backs off and say, "Hey Taric, you tried. Thank you for sacrificing yourself." Looks like up top Jax is in pretty big trouble. Shaco and Will Shaco be in range to get that last throw off? Just maybe, as the C should put him in. No, he decides to back away and save himself. Jax barely getting away used to him thanks to a really nice lead strike. Jax has completed off his new Vampiric Scepter. Ezreal putting a lot of harassment down on this Graves. Looks like Nunu up top is trying to get on Shaco, but Shaco just wisely backs away. There is a ward in this lane that can be used to jump to. Shaco pops his ultimate. And Morgana will come up here. Will she get an ultimate off? She does get an ultimate off on both of them. And we'll get the kill on the Gangplank. While Shaco will get picked off at the end down bottom as Jax jumps in. Here comes Malphite. Will Malphite get the kill? Malphite's ultimate is up if he wants to use it. There we go. That's a nice Malphite ultimate as he picks up Jax. And he will die to this Morgana Nunu. But not before picking up Nunu, making that a 3-for-2 exchange in favor of the blue team. Blue team is just fighting a little bit better at this point in time, though they are not farming as well. Especially considering Gangplank has a bonus gold for farming minions with his parlay. And let me check that out. It is up to 76 gold, which is not that great at this point. He was up 50, not more than a few moments ago. The score is 11-6 with a nice 2,000 gold lead for the blue team. It looks like Graves has finished off that new Hurricane. I really don't like the Hurricane on Graves. I'd much rather see a Black Cleaver this game, as they have Shaco who does physical damage, Gangplank that does physical, Taric that does armor shred, and Graves that does a lot of physical as well. This game is definitely a good game for the Black Cleaver, as you have a support that really makes Black Cleaver worth it, because the armor penetration reduction does stack rather nicely. Looks like Jax has finished off that Bilgewater Cutlass. Janna has gone for the Elise's Miracle. Interesting choice. It's my first game with the Elise's Miracle. Not even picking up boots at this point. And she has gone for the Kage's Lucky Pick. I do like this Kage's Lucky Pick choice, especially on Janna, as she has several abilities that scale very well with ability power, and her shield does a great job. Looks like Gangplank is just going to fight here under tower, and he will get picked off unless Malphite's ultimate is up, but his ultimate is not up at this point in time. And right now they just need, blue team just needs to back up and accept the fact they got a nice kill. Down bottom the red team is going to press in, trying to kill Ezreal off, but Taric is doing a great job of zoning them, and they will get another tower from this. It looks like, yes, that is the second tower of the game, both of them taken by the red team. And the towers at the moment are keeping them alive in this game, as each tower is worth about 750 gold. And that is 1,500 from the towers, which make up for the kills. Looks like Graves is gonna get... No, he's not gonna get caught by Nunu, as Nunu wisely just kind of staying close, but not too close. Looks like Malphite up top tries to jump in on Jax. Jax having to burn the dodge, but there's the ultimate from Malphite, and that is a kill. Looks like Taric has been caught out as the last survivor down here, and will be taken out slowly by this Nunu Janna. Morgana is going to come as well, though I'm not sure how much help she's going to be, other than Taric does flash. I would have not flashed there. It's never a good idea to flash unless you're going to get away, and there's no chance he gets away from this. But Andy led him right to the blue buff, so this will be a rather nice blue buff steal. Or maybe not. It looks like Shaco just decided to smite it right at the end. Blue team will go down here and grab Dragon. I don't foresee a fight breaking out here. Or maybe they will contest it. I don't think they have the power to contest it at the moment without Taric. But Gangplank is here. Morgana does pop a nice ultimate off, and Malphite is killed before the fight starts. And yeah, they really shouldn't have fought that fight. Malphite did not have his ultimate up. Looks like Nunu is going to just barely get everyone killed. And yeah, this Hurricane is a terrible choice on Graves. They don't need more AoE damage. They needed the armor shred from the Black Cleaver. Looks like Shaco does get away, and the Clairvoyance does not reveal invisible units. But this Shaco is going to die, and Taric will not get the kill on Nunu. But Gangplank ultimate does force Nunu to flash away. That is something, but that is not enough at this point in time. They really needed something big, and the red team just can't get anything big at this point. The Graves went for a terrible build, and I'm going to harp on him the entire game for it, because it is just a bad build. The only people that should be getting the Hurricane are Kog'Maw, Teemo, maybe Varus, but other than that, don't buy the item. It is really not that good compared to a lot of the other AD items. Looks like Ezreal has completed his Black Cleaver, and he should be shredding pretty hard. I'm not a fan of Black Cleaver for Ezreal this game. I would much like to see the Standard Infinity Edge or Bloodthirster, Trinity Force. Any of those would be just fine, as he just needs more damage this game. Looks like Janna has picked up a Philosopher's Stone, and we'll have the Elisa's Miracle completed very soon. It has helped out several times during this fight, as it's just given her a lot of health regen, and her summoners are just up a little bit sooner, meaning she does get that Clairvoyance off. I'm a big fan of the new Clairvoyance. I think it will be taken if you have one of those early gank heavy teams. Looks like Jax is going to be cornered here by both Shaco and Gangplank, but neither one of them really want a piece of Jax's point as he's completed his Gunblade. Looks like Graves will get taken down rather easily by this combo. Looks like Jax up top will get taken down, but will he get? Yes, he will get the kill on Jax or Gangplank first, and he will get away thanks to a nice place ward. Morgana does come in, pops the ultimate, and that is a dead team. Shaco will try and get away. The box will get... Interesting choice of Zhonya's there. I thought the box would block the binding, but apparently she just decided to Zhonya's instead. Malphite has gone for the Anathane's Unholy Grail and the Double Doran's items. Looks like Shaco has picked up the Wriggle's Lantern, Double Doran's Blades, and not much else. Gangplank has gone for the Lifesteal build, picking up a Duran's Blade, the Crystalline Flask, Vampiric Scepter, and Ninja Tabi. But he is in no shape to really use any of those items, as he is down significantly in kills compared to his Jax. Nunu has completed the Zeke's Herald and the Spirit of the Ancient Golem, which I really like. Spirit of the Ancient Golem as an item. It allows you to go boots 5 and go get all the out of combat movement speed and just be an absolute train wreck. Looks like Ezreal will almost pick up that kill down bottom. Graves does not have any dueling power with this Hurricane. It is very frustrating to see a Graves play so well early game with his Taric, but have no chance of doing anything at this point in time, purely due to his item build. That Hurricane is a trap item for a lot of people, especially for the first week or so. After that, it's going to be a standard item on a few champions in some rare situations. It looks like Taric has completed the Ruby Sightstone, getting a bunch of health here, and getting a lot of wards, as that is a very good item, especially for someone who needs to get into fights and just kind of sit around. Right now we do see Nunu coming down bottom to try a gank onto this Taric. I really don't think Nunu has anything to worry about, as Graves has literally 0 damage. All he really has is attack speed. Let's see any new changes. Morgana has a Zhonya's Hourglass and it's likely going to build a Death Cap next. Ezreal went for the Doran Shield. I'm not sure that's such a good idea. Nunu going to use his ultimate down here, and there is a surrender vote at the 20-minute mark. We do see this final score being 21-7, with a 7,000 or so gold lead for the blue team. And that game came down to top lane not passively farming enough, and Graves picking a terrible item for Graves, especially when combined with a Taric. For those of you who want to understand, don't buy the Randuin's Hurricane or whatever Hurricane it is, unless you're Kog'Maw, Teemo, and you need more AoE damage. Varus may be on that list too. But yeah, it is just a very bad item unless you have on-hit abilities. The on-hit abilities is why you get that item. You get it for on-hit abilities. I'll say it again. Randuin's Hurricane, on-hit abilities. Only get it if you have on-hit abilities. It hurts you in every single way. I mean, you do get a bit more attack speed, but whoop-de-doo. You want more power first instead of attack speed. Attack speed is not that useful, especially as your first item, unless you can really pull off the on-hit abilities like Cog.
Thank you for watching Games Cast by PanderNyrl. If you wish to see more, follow my YouTube and Twitch pages below.